Hey everyone, Brent the Middleman, your middle age, middle manager in Middle America, here today to discuss the second and final season of the Prime Video Nazi hunting show, Hunters. As always, I will start with a brief spoiler free review for those of you thinking about watching the series, and then I'll let you know when I'm going to get into the spoiler filled ending explain part. If you want to support the channel, please like, subscribe, and comment and help me reach my goal of 10,000 subs. Now, strap in because I have some pretty strong opinions about this one. I really enjoyed season 1 of Hunters. It was definitely stylized, but it stayed close enough to realism to pull me into the world of the show. Season 2, however, really goes off the rails and just doubles down on all the goofy stuff that only popped up now and then in the first season. If you watch season 1 and like the concept and the characters, then you should definitely watch season 2, since it is also the final season. But I'm warning you now, you're going to roll your eyes at least 4 or 5 times an episode. If you haven't watched the show at all, Hunters can be a fun good guys versus bad guys journey, and it is extremely satisfying to watch Nazis get their comeuppance. The flashbacks to the concentration camps in World War II are heartbreaking, and a good reminder of the atrocities that took place. It's just the liberties of what a group of people could actually get away with that tend to take you out of the show once in a while. And this only gets worse in season 2. With all this in mind, I think my viewers will mostly like the series, so I give Hunters a middle of the road. Okay, that was my spoiler free review of Hunters. Now we're going to get into the spoiler filled ending explain part. And heads up, it's going to be a doozy. Not surprisingly, season 2 of Hunters finishes with everyone living happily ever after, wrapped up with a nice bow, even showing us how Jonah did actually get revenge for his Softa after all. With Jonah having killed Meyer at the end of season 1 after discovering that he was the evil Nazi doctor who they called the Wolf, who tortured Ruth and the real Meyer, the show needed a way to bring Al Pacino back. So in season 2, they gave us flashbacks to see the lengths Wilhelm, aka Meyer, had to go through in order to protect his identity. This included tipping off the toy store owner, Hans Richter, that Ruth was onto him, leading Hans to find Ruth and shoot her. This is the event that led Jonah to Meyer and the Hunters. I actually enjoyed the flashback scenes, and even though I figured out right away that Meyer was responsible for Ruth's death, it was good to see it play out. But even Al Pacino's greatness could not save the season, because anytime they were showing the Hunters going after Hitler, it just drove me nuts. First off, how is Jonah convincing a beautiful genius to fall in love with him while at the same time murdering kids and Nazis around the world? Spending nights in French brothels so he can finally take down the cockroach Biff, who was the best bad guy in the show, and then going back and acting like nothing was going on was even too much for me. We were also introduced to Hava, first seeing her, pun intended, removing a Nazi's eyes. We find out that she is Ruth's sister, so Jonah's great aunt, which made the strange sexual tension between them incredibly awkward. Even though she kills bad guys, Hava is still a sadistic murderer who has cages for humans in her house, yet she is wielding relationship advice to her nephew. Once Clara found the guns, plans, and cages, she should have run and never looked back. We also find out that Lonnie Flash and Roxy had a fling, which may be the most unbelievable thing in this nutty show. Roxy Flash has a nice ring to it, but didn't she have a daughter to think about? What has she been doing? I'm getting angry just talking about this. This is just another example of how ridiculous this season was. Joe is brainwashed at Hitler's estate using torture and bunny rabbits, while Ava Braun has an affair with the annoyingly psychotic Travis, making plans behind Hitler's back. These are things I'd never thought I'd say under any circumstances ever. Oh, and when Jonah captures Hitler in his bunker, how did they get into the tunnel and get out? And was this the same tunnel that they use later in the show to blow up? And how did Joe get away after Harriet left him fighting off a small army? When did Ava Braun sneak out, and why did nobody go after Jonah and Hitler? And how the hell did Travis survive a bullet to the face? I could go on and on with these questions, but the biggest one I have is, were we expected to wonder if Hitler would be not guilty? On a world stage, they have a German judge who is a Nazi sympathizer as the lead? Really? And Hitler is a Jewish attorney? Ugh. This has to be why they just dropped the whole season at once, because there is no way anyone would watch this week to week. And then, after all this nonsense, we get a happy ending. Of course, Clara forgave Jonah for being a child killing, lying murderer who didn't even give her his real name. He almost died stopping Hitler. What woman wouldn't overlook a few lies and murders? I've had relationships end because I had too much to drink at a Christmas party. And Jonah is marrying his dream girl? But at least we got to see Hitler rotting away in a cell. But wouldn't Hitler be the king of prison? Based on the prison movies I've seen, at least half the prison population would be psyched to see Adolf out in the yard. I will say, I did enjoy the ghost story episode. It was extremely well done, and I can see why they took a break from the ridiculousness to put it in. The way the story unfolded, and the acting and the traps, made me wish we got more with Zev and the ghost house than we actually did. There, I said something nice. All right, I think it's obvious I had a few issues with Hunter Season 2, and I don't want to just rant on endlessly about it. Now, it's always fun watching Nazis get taken down. I just think the writers took a few too many liberties for the second season. I definitely love to hear your thoughts on the show down in the comments, and let me know if you had the same issues that I did. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It's that easy to help out the channel. And here are a couple other videos to watch while you wait for the next one. Thank you again for watching. I'm Brent the Middleman, and I'll see you next time.